That is much better. Let me pull up OBS because I know this thing's gonna look like absolute dog shit. All right. There we go. Julie, what's going on, girl? How you doing? Oh, Mateo says the Husky from Miami put season. Yeah, bro, it's been put season since 5 a.m., brother. You've been late. I've been writing puts since early this morning. Let's see, Graham, what's going on, bro? He's like, good afternoon. I forgot you're in the UK. We're gonna be Graham. We're gonna be reviewing NQ, the trades that came out in the morning in the pre-market. We're just gonna be going over it. I know you asked. We're going to be reviewing all those trades, and we're going to be talking about how to consistently make money on them, because I know I made a video yesterday, but I figured that today of all days I would actually go live and go over each of them and kind of like what I look for in terms of like holding out or just selling, you know, just the basics on how to like carry out your own trades and stuff. So we're going to be going over that today. What is my algo based on? It's a whole bunch of indicators, man. It's like 7 to 8, and they were significantly edited out. So it's not like I just took like, you know, like for example, like the MACD or like a certain like a volume profile, and then just kind of like added it. There, it had to meet a whole bunch of criteria. So like a lot of them were significantly, you know, edited. Why is the text? There we go. So we're gonna be going over that today. I know we have open trades on SPY. Let me just move this out of the way because I don't want you guys to see that bullshit. We're gonna be adding this right here because I know a lot of you want me to continue talking about what I'm seeing. In terms of SPY, again, the price action has been dog shit since this morning. I thought we had a good chance of breaking upwards on that downtrend, but bears said no. We have a potential for a breakout here as well at 517.50. You could try if you feel like taking a chance on writing calls right here for a potential breakout. Again, a rebound all the way back over, what would that be, 518? Yeah. Consider your calls. That is about as risky as you can get on a day like today, though. I'll tell you that much, because it's not a good day for bulls. But again, if we start holding this level 585 1750, we might break over that. I'm still holding puts though. I'm not taking my hands off of that. I am bearish. Let me put that down because I'm gonna get a billion DMs as to how I'm feeling, and I don't feel like answering that over and over again. I'm feeling bearish so long as we don't bounce over 518. Let's make that the headline for today. There we go. It's right there. Yes, this is an alert that doesn't need to happen immediately, but for now, we're gonna keep it up there. Let's see. All right, so we have that done. Let me close that out. Spy broke out of the few months long channel. Yeah, I saw that this morning. Spy's just been getting shitted on for a while now, but again, I don't know. I feel like bulls are gonna come in out of nowhere and just like pump this shit up. We're just like one announcement away from like something crazy happening. Jerome says the right things, he has the right tone of voice, and we are gone, baby. New all-time high. You know how many times we've actually like dipped a little bit like that, and then everyone just gets bearish. Oh, it's gonna sell off now, and then boom, we blow up. So yeah, you know, I take it one day at a time. I don't try to rush anything. So let's see here. So let's start going over. Let's see here. Who in the chat? I see we have 16 people watching. Who in the chat is actively looking to learn about futures? I want to get a feel for how many people are actually interested in day trading futures for the new future alerts that we have on the Discord. I know, Julie, I know you're one of them. So I know you're going to be paying attention. I just want to know if like how many people are interested in like learning how to do this. So Tom, okay, perfect. Julie prefers futures. Yeah. A lot of people prefer futures because of it's a lot cleaner, the price action. I like options personally, but futures is solid for like pre-market. Give me a few years and I'll be one of them. All right, brother. I'll give you the time of day. Take your time. Let me see who else. I don't think we have a lot of people interested in futures, but if I can just get like 2 people, like you guys here, like it's totally fine. It's no biggie. All right, let's do it then. I'm tired as hell. Fuck my life. All right, so in the morning today, April 2nd, 2024, we had our first alert at 1:20 a.m. What happened? So we had an alert saying to take a short position on NQ. As you guys know, NQ has every point, which is every single whole digit, is equal to $20 per unit, of course, right? And every tick, which is like the minimum amount of price value change, and it's 25.25, which means each of them is worth $5. So there's 4 ticks in every single point. That's the first thing we have to like acknowledge so that we can actually know how to calculate potential gains and potential losses on this thing. So at this exact point, 1:20 a.m., we opened up on this candle, and the momentum alert bot told us to like take a short position. So having taken that, how do you assess where to place a stop loss on that? It's very simple. I typically, for like short-term scalps like this, and we're gonna be talking about when a scalp turns into like an actual trade that you hold for like a couple hours. Actually, we're gonna be going over that later. But for scalps, which is what I typically do with this type of alert, you know, I typically just look at on the 1 minute chart, I look at the previous resistance or support level. In here, I see that we had a lot of resistance at this point here. We broke that. I mean, we had a lot of support here, which turned into resistance. So that would be when I go into a trade, I kind of calculate how much money could I lose before like actually pulling out completely. I see here that we had about a 10-point difference. How much does a 10-point difference equate to in terms of NQ losses? That would actually be $200. That would be a $200 loss easily. Do I feel like taking the $200 loss in this trade? Maybe, maybe not. As you can see here, we have a little bit of support that came in through earlier in that day before this big red candle. So I would actually look at that as well. And that will obviously become resistance now. So how much would that be? That would be $7. At that point, I feel more comfortable exiting out if this level holds, which it did right here. Then just kind of like taking it all the way over here. So at that point, I just kind of like set up. Typically, I just draw a line here real quick. Boom. That's gonna be my stop loss on that. How much can it go down? I also kind of calculate. I like calculating I like forecasting how much it could go in the direction I want it to, so that I know what some of the key levels are. And I typically look at historical data on that. But you can also look at the Fibos as well, which have always been pretty good for me. So having entered right here, I kind of see that our next drop, our next supposed support level would be down here at 18,449. How much of a drop would that be? That would be about 8 points below our entry. So it's kind of like on par with the whole difference in price for the stop loss, which is about 7. So we have about 7 and 8, which is kind of like equal on both sides. So I will take that trade, and I did take that trade. And I came out not with 120. What the fuck? I came out with $140 loss on that trade because obviously SPY ended up breaking up. One of the things I actually look out for is I'll see that sometimes, and this happens quite a bit, so like pay attention to this. We see that when we enter, the price immediately goes backwards. It kind of like sets up a support or resistance level, right? And then it'll actually continue going down. So you'll see something like this, where like we enter right here, we want it to go down, but it just actually backs up a little bit, and then it just breaks down. So it's important to like take into account not to exit out, and we're going to be talking about this in the future as we go over like the next couple of alerts. But it's important for you guys to remember that, you know, you do not want to always exit out immediately if the price goes against you in the short term. Sometimes it takes a little bit for like, you know, the price to actually break down and continue that momentum, that trajectory. So just be aware of that. So we have our first trade. I exited out I took about $140 loss. I think it was 120, but we're gonna put it at 140. So, you know, first L on the day. Amazing, love it. Then we have the trade that we took at 2:25 a.m. This one was pretty profitable. So at 2:25 a.m. we go in right here, right? And the price goes up immediately. So that's totally fine. It goes up. It's about, I know it later on just kept on going up and up, but I did not wait until this point to exit, and we're going to be talking about that in a moment. First things first, right? So we're going to be talking about this as if we are actually going into this trade right now, live. So first things first, we are right here, right? It's this tick. We opened up right here, 225. What happens? So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be charting out where our potential stop loss is, right? Because the first thing we want to know on a trade is how much money could we actually lose, how much risk we're going to be taking on. We can see here that there was a lot of support around this level here. So how much of a difference would this level right here be? We actually can calculate that, right? We can just drop this down and we can see that it's 13 points. You multiply 13 times 20 and you'll get about over a little bit, almost like $300 in losses right there. 250, 260. So that's a pretty big risk that we would be taking on if I were to like exit out at this level. So I look at the chart and I see that there was a lot of resistance, which will now become support now that we're over that, right? About here, and we saw it right here as well, and we saw it right here as well. There was a lot of resistance that will now act as our support at this level, and we saw it here with this blue line, which also acts as a resistance. I have an indicator that kind of like points that out. So this is a lot more attractive for me in terms of stop loss, right? So we have another 7. I can take $140 loss easily. That's totally fine with me. Let's see, but what is our outcome potential though on the upside, right? So again, I typically look at the FIBO. So we know how much money we can actually lose, but how much money can we actually win? That is the question, right? So I'll typically do this. I'll chart a little bit, see for this thing to actually make sense a little bit. And I'll see that this right here, see this level right here, as our next point where we might see a lot of resistance. And we're gonna calculate that. How much is the distance to that? It's about 8 to 9. So again, we have a little bit of a parallel, a little bit of a paralleled profit versus risk scenario here, where like the risk and the profit are kind of like equal to each other, right? You see it right here, 7 to 8. What did you say? How much money is required to open those future? We're gonna be talking about that in a moment, Ryan. I'll get back to you on that. You don't need to have, you can have a funded account, and we're gonna be talking over that in a minute. So as you guys can see, we have a little bit of a paralleled amount of opportunity where like the potential win, the potential profit, and the potential loss is kind of equal, which is kind of like what I aim for with every trade, right? 50-50 on that, from that angle. So I go into trade, right? I like my risk analysis on that. This is gonna be my support zone right here. This is where I'm gonna be taking a stop loss, and this is my potential target. So I go in a trade, I hold, I see that we're green, right? We almost reach it at this point, but we don't. But I see that it's not like it's kind of like sinking down where I'm gonna exit out, you know, breaking even or anything. It's kind of holding out that level. You know, we're seeing small candles holding up. So that's pretty bullish to me. I kind of wait to see this candles, if the following candles after like we've been trading sideways for a bit, kind of like break upwards, right? And that's exactly what happens. We get a breakout right here, and I end up selling a little bit. I know I said 160. That's exactly where I sold, but and again, you're not always gonna have the perfect exit, so because you never know exactly when it's gonna stop going up or down. But I did exit out at 160, which is about 8 points above my entry. But this thing went to 15, which if we multiply 15 times 20, it's gonna be $300. So you could have made $300 on this trade alone in terms of profit. But I exited out at 160 about this candle right here, because I was kind of waiting for this to like continue, but then I saw these candles right here kind of pulling back, and they were kind of large. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be taking on a lot of risk on that. So I went out and I exited out at $160 in profit. Easy trade. So right now I have $140 loss and $160 win. So I am up so far on the day $20. And we're gonna be updating this throughout the next couple of trades as well. Let me just change the color on this. All right. So then the next trade comes here, right? Again, alert goes out. I immediately look at what my potential stop loss is. I see, where was it? Let me see. I look over here. I see that there was a lot of consolidation around this level right here. So I know that at minimum, I'm going to be taking a 10-point loss on that. Now that is pretty steep, but considering the fact that we were dipping like this, I was like, I might be okay. I might be okay with holding that. And I look at the Fibos, right? And I kind of want to make it make sense for me on a short term. So I look. Where's my Fibo? There we go. I look at my potential profit zone. I come here, I come, and I look, and I see that my potential win on this thing is it's 20 points. That's about twice my risk. So I go in. And we start moving down. Now, this candle might seem short to you. It's because I have this thing kind of like shrunken down on the side, the prices, but it was quite a drop. We saw a 4-point drop on that. And I exited out because I started seeing that before the alert came out, I started seeing a lot of consolidation here with potential for a breakout right here for a bounce. So I got spooked out of that trade. I actually exited out at 4 points. So that was like super lucky. I went in and out. I didn't trade these as I typically do. I would have taken a loss here, and as such, I'm gonna actually assume that I actually took a loss because that was kind of like I traded that out of the typical strategy that I use that I've been talking about. So I'm gonna assume that I actually took a loss on this thing. And given that the exit was about 10 points, I would have exited out about 7 right here when I started seeing that it wasn't dropping back down. We see this candle kind of dropping down, but it doesn't reach this same low. So as soon as I would have seen this green candle come back up, I would have exited out about 7 points, which equates to about $140 loss. So right now we are sitting at $120 loss on the day. I'm gonna assume that I took a loss on this one. I always tell you guys, you need to like take every single trade that you make as its own, and kind of like, even though you want to follow a strategy, there are so many things that you can learn about the market and that you will learn over time that you can follow those instincts. As soon as I started seeing this candle break down, but like it also came back up, I just kind of like, I got scared, man. And I was like, I'm not gonna take a risk on this right here, because I saw that that we had a shit ton of price action on the downside here. It kind of like played out already for me in a way. I was like, this might be the bottom. I don't feel like taking a loss. So I kind of like pulled out real quick. I got scared away. And that's how I got saved. But outside of that, I would have taken a loss of $140. So I'm not taking that as a win in this case. I see it as me getting lucky on that. I don't want to say lucky because that's pretty much years of taking losses and stupid shit like that. So it's kind of like, it's experience, but still. Then we have this trade right here. We see that the alert comes out at 4:05 a.m. in the morning. It's candle right here. So it is a bullish alert saying it's going to go up. And I look at the overall support level, right? We see that there's a lot of we have a little bit of momentum going up overall on NQ. It seems that it wants to go up. So it alerting right here is not out of the question. It makes total sense. I think it's gonna go up, and I feel like even if we get a dip, it's gonna rebound at least once or twice, trying to like push up. If that doesn't work, then that's when I'm gonna get out. So I'm gonna be a little bit more flexible on my stop loss on this thing, right? So where do we see support coming in? Given that this is a bullish candle, the first thing we're gonna do is measure how much risk we are taking on. Well, it's very simple. We see a couple lines right here, kind of like on the same level. So that's about an 18.5 drop on a long. I'm not comfortable with that. At 10 points, I'm already feeling uncomfortable. That's a $200 loss. So at 18, that's almost $400 in losses. I am not feeling particularly bullish on NQ on that. I'm taking a trade like that. So I go and I measure on this level right here what the previous zone for support was, right? Take this out real quick. I do this real quick. I see where's my previous support. I see a lot of right here, and I see a lot right here, and I see a little bit right here where we had a little bit of buyers coming in trying to hold this price before it sunk down. So very quickly I come and I do another check. I see that it went down from like 18 to like 15. That's not too bad. So I go in and I take the trade because I did the FIBO, and I remember looking back on this thing. I remember I had to like go back up. I saw that the potential for like a real breakout was significantly higher than what I could lose, because if we actually measure where we went, like literally like a minute ago, it was just it was 7 points up, and I figured if we hold that level, it's probably gonna go even higher, which it ended up doing. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna take on that risk, and I opened up right here on this candle, and it went down, it consolidated a little bit, it was showing signs of strength, and it eventually blew up. It went upwards, and I came out with $160 in gains. That is about 7 points above my entry. So I exited out right here when I started seeing when we touched the high on the previous candle from the one I went in. So 7 points up, I'm about $160 in profit on that trade alone, which means I am up now on the day $40. Easy trade. Again, I was being flexible on this trade. It is not common for me to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and take on the risk of losing, you know, what is that, $300 on a single trade. I'm not that cool with that. But given the circumstances of the volatility, the momentum, the volume that I was seeing here, right? We see a lot of strong candles. These are not your typical candle. If you compare the candles that we've been seeing for a while, you see that there was a lot of buyers coming in. So I said, you know what? We're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to ride the momentum. I know the risk is going to be larger than usual, right? The spread is going to be larger. So my losses could grow, but I'll take that risk because the momentum right now, you know, it's bullish. And then when I saw it consolidating around here, I said, you know what, if this thing starts closing below this, I remember me moving the support level a little bit higher, right, where I was seeing the bottom. I measured my risks. I was like, you know what, 10 is not too bad. It's kind of like the same risk that I was taking on previous trades. If we actually start closing below that, I'll exit out immediately and take a loss. That's going to be a $200 loss, but I am cool with that. Anyways, the stock went up, you know, I mean, not the stock, NQ went up, the future went up, and I made $160, which brought me up on a day to $40 in profit. Then we have our next trade, and this is where things really get good for me. This trade is probably the best thing I've done in a while. Check this out. So it's 5:55 a.m. and yes, I am up at that time. I barely sleep. Sometimes I get like an hour, 2 hours of sleep. Today I got like 2 hours of sleep. It's 5:55 a.m. Let me look at the comments real quick. Are you using Webull on TradingView to trade futures, or using Webull app, or just graphing on trade? I use TradingView to trade. I have Tradeovate, and you can actually connect that platform to TradingView and trade directly from TradingView. You cannot trade options on TradingView, so I trade those on Webull. But for my future contracts, I trade them on TradingView. So this is the one where we go crazy. So 5:55 a.m. we open up and we see a signal to short NQ. So once again, what is my risk on this? Well, it's very simple. You can just look at the first line right here. We see that we have a little bit of resistance at about 9 points. And I am, okay, that's cool. I'm cool with that. So that's the first thing I did. I look at the risk, and then I look at the opportunity, right? How much can this fall? And I see that we had a bottom right here. So I measure how much would that be, because that would be our next support level. And I see that we actually have a bottom potential of 15. That is amazing. So obviously I take it. And not at this point. I actually went in late on this alert, I believe. So I didn't enter right here. I kind of like fell down and then it went back up. But had I taken this trade right here at this time, 555, I would have probably exited out at about 10 and 12 points. So that would have been a $200 loss, $200 win, which would have brought me up to like 240. However, I did something unique on this trade. And it was, I saw that on the bounce, it did not break over. I noticed that. And then on the second attempt to break over that, I saw a lower high. And I was like, you know what? This thing is probably going to fall down. This thing is probably going to crash or something like that. It's going to start dipping. It's going to retouch the bottom. It's probably going to go to a new low. Because if we look now, right, at the overall trend, what do we see through this? We're seeing NQ unable to break out of the downtrend. So I take that into account and actually open a position right here. I actually did go in late. And boom. Over $4,000 in profits. Because at no point did this thing stop bleeding. In fact, after I went in, at no point did this thing actually even near 5 points, which is about 5 points below my entry. So I kind of held to see where it would go, and it was actually one of the best trades. We're going to be talking about what I use to like determine if I'm going to be holding a position for longer periods than usual. So I went in, and it dropped immediately. Fuck. Goes up a little bit, nowhere near my entry, so I don't exit. I kind of like let it be. Just drops again, has those little bounces, then it just keeps on dropping and dropping and dropping. And then boom, we reach from my point where I actually went in. It's around that level. It broke over 200, almost 250 points below my entry. If you multiply 250 times 20, that would be over 5,000 points. $5,000 in profit. I ended up selling at open, and I scalped again when it went down, but I actually sold at open for a little bit less than 5,000, but still. So how do I determine if I'm going to be holding a position on NQ, right? If I'm just going to keep on holding, which as you guys know, as you guys have seen, I typically exit out after a couple minutes. So how do I determine that? Well, we usually get a big move like this. We don't retouch our entry as well. I know that price action, the way it works, typically speaking, is we see a bot, right? When it goes down, we see that. We see a little bit of a bounce that fails to retouch that same high that we were at when we opened right here. So we typically see this, and it'll do that. It's little bounces. That's a healthy dip, by the way. So when we actually start seeing that, right, one of the first things I notice, of course, is going to be our inability to like reach that same high we were at. That indicates that the buying pressure is very, very low, and it will typically lead to more aggressive momentum on the other side, which is what happened today, especially with this big dip that we saw right here. I know news came out, but still. same point, because even if we hadn't dipped like this, the fact that it was actually doing that, right, it still would have fallen down as well. So maybe not as steep as it did, but it still would have gone down. So how do I determine if I'm gonna hold? Well, one of the first things I do is actually measure where my stop loss is gonna be at, right? So having entered right here, I will look, having entered right here, I will determine a profit level where I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm fine if this thing reverses and I'm actually gonna exit out. And for me, it was 5 points. At this point, I was up $40 in the day. 5 points would have put me a little bit at about $140, right? A little bit over 100, so about 150, 140, 150. But we never reached that, right? The price actually kept on going down and down and down, so I just kept on holding. And what I did was I was actually increasing my stop loss over time. So initially we had it right here, right? My entry 5 points below. Where is that? It was about right here. We never reached that. We had this candle here that attempted to like break out, but it got kicked back down. Then we had this big dip. And again, I just used the middle ground right here as a way to like say, okay, if we actually bounce up and it reaches that level, I'm gonna sell out. So I marked that. That's about 17 points. So even if it goes back up, I am up at that point 17 points, which if you do the math, it's gonna be $340 in profit in this trade alone. So what does it do? It actually goes down again. And then it goes down again here. So what do? The same thing I've been telling you. I just look at where the bounce was. I kind of like look at the middle, right? The main level for where it consolidated. I pointed out, and at this point, we are about 32 points below our entry, which equates to, if you do the math, 32 points times 20, because every point is $20. It's gonna be $640 in profit. And then this thing happens, which came out of because of the news that came out, and well, needless to say, there was no bouncing here. Small periods right here, but not a lot of consolidation. There was a lot of sellers, so I just fucking held. At this point, if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see that we had a little bit of buyers coming in at this level. It's kind of hard to see, kind of hard to ping. But at this level, I saw that there was a lot of buyers. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use that as a level where I'm potentially going to come out. But that did not happen. It just kept on selling over and over and over. Just kept going down. And then at about 9:30, I started seeing it go up. And I said, you know what? Anything can happen. The market's now open. I'm not going to take any risks. So you know what? I'm just going to exit out. Because I started seeing strong candles at opening, and I said, you know what? Once the market's open, the market's bullish. I don't want to get too bearish on this thing. I'm gonna take things slow, and I'm gonna exit out. I ended up exiting out right here, but then I started seeing these candles right here. We saw the bounce up, but again, it did not hold this level, so I actually went down and scalped the NQ again, shorting it, and I made a little bit of money. And then I started streaming around this time frame right here. So again, how do I determine, like I said, when hold? It's when the price action is actually strong and you never revisit your entry point. Had I actually gone in exactly when the alert came out, would this have been any different? No, it actually wouldn't, because we came in at this price level right here. Right? Had I not go in here late, had I actually gone in on the alert, I would have actually made more money, by the way. A little bit more money. I would have gone in right there. We would have seen that this thing came down, and you know, by this I would have measured again what my profit angle was on this thing, how much money I could have made. 15 or so. So by 5 or 6, I would have been out. I still would have made money. But again, us never revisiting the same exact level, the same point where I actually went in, would have been an indicator for me to like actually go back in again. So I would have actually made 2 trades instead of 1, and I would have made more money, of course. So this trade ended up being about $4,000. I was up 40 on the day. Again, it's a pre-market. The conditions for trading in the pre-market are stable. It's just that the profit potential is not as good as when the market is actually open. Because again, we lack that volume. Sometimes we lack that direction in the market. So it's not as profitable, but you can make a lot of good money. If you actually go on the Discord and look and trace all the alerts that have come out since the bot went live on that particular channel about a week ago, and you backtrack every single trade that was in a pre-market, you will come out green. If you follow exactly what I just explained, you will be green in every single day of the week. So that's kind of what I look for. I'm also looking at the overall picture. It's important for you to know the overall angle. If we have bigger setups working, you know, when you take a smaller trade on the minute candle, you can always zoom out and see kind of like what the market's, you know, setting up to be. It's important for you to do that so that you have an overall perspective on everything. You can actually measure out your real potential loss doing that as well, and your potential gain on a bigger win, right? So again, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's pretty simple. And now that you guys have this momentum alert backing you up, it does a lot of the grunt work for you in terms of like, you know, setting up when to enter and when to exit. You guys just have to follow it and be as proactive as possible, and just be timely when you go in. So like the alert will come out, you know, you do the quick, you know, risk assessment. You see how much money you can lose, how much money you're set up to win. That will take about 15 seconds for you to do it real quick on TradingView, and then you make the decision to go in and out, and then you just let it move, let it do its own thing. When I'm looking at the momentum alerts, yeah, they are profitable even if we don't take into account the bigger trades. But the bigger trades are like what really set this up apart. Because here's the thing. I'm stretching, give me a second. I'm so fucking tired, bro. So here's the bigger thing. We want to be very hard, very staunch when it comes to taking a loss. Right? We do not want to be flexible, which is like the biggest problem with people that trade options. They're very flexible holding a loss. You know, I'll see a lot of people being totally okay holding a 50% contract that is red. But whenever they turn green, they get anxiety because they say, oh my God, this thing could actually turn on me and I'm going to miss out on having sold green and I'm going to take a loss. That is not the way to go about trading. And with future alerts, you can actually, because this is on the 1 minute chart, where this aren't meant to be traded on the 1 minute, you can actually measure out exactly how much money you could potentially make and potentially lose. And once the price moves very strong, which is what happened right here on the last alert, you kind of just have to babysit it. You just set up the alert. Set up the trade, you open up, and you let it do its thing. And it will just continue moving over and over and over and over, and you just have to adjust your stop loss. You kind of like just let it do its thing. You never have to proactively sell, you know? You can just, set up the stop losses and just let it do its thing. We had a big trade similar to that. I forgot when. Let me see. I know it was yesterday. I made a video on it, by the way, if you guys didn't see it. Was it on the last one? Because I remember we have this one right here, right? So we have a short alert yesterday. And we go in again. The stop loss was right here on the top on the resistance level of this little of this right here. I don't know what to call that. Another resistance, the support right here. And how likely were we to like revisit that? Again, it was 20 points, but I'm gonna tell you why I took a 20 point, essentially a $400 risk on this. It's because we had a crazy big play before this actually. So I'm gonna be breaking that down in a second. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk, fuck it. And it actually went down, as you can see here. It goes down, it holds up for a little while, but again, it doesn't break up. I am still over 10 points from my entry, and it just goes down again. It comes back up, but again, it's not really breaking over that over that support that we had right here when we see this bounce. So I say, you know what, I'm just gonna keep on holding. It's okay if I can just exit out at like 7 points or something if it actually bounces up. I set up my stop loss at that level and just kind of like let it sit, and then it just goes back down and makes a new low. However, I see some candles right here that show me that bulls might be coming in, and I say, you know what, I am not gonna play with this. I see way too much strength at the bottom, and I'm just gonna be selling out. And I ended up selling at about 50 points or something like that. And there was another, where was my big play on this? It's right here. Here it is. So why did I take such a big risk on that trade, right? Give me a second. Fuck my life. Where is it? Jesus Christ. I had the thing here. We had a short alert. Let me see here. We had a shorting alert, but I can't see the fucking... Give me a second. Let me go to Discord. Give me a moment. Let me see. When was this? 7:10 yesterday. There it is. I don't know where it went. It was right here. I think I deleted it by accident just now. So again, at 7:10 a.m. yesterday, we see this alert. Comes out. I go in again. Typical stop loss. I see a lot of I see a candle right here. See, not a candle, a support line right here. I see that it's congruent because, as you can see here, we had 1, 2, and 3 points, three events where we actually were there and we couldn't break over that or under that. So I say, you know what, that's actually pretty strong. So that's about 8.5. So we're just gonna call it 9, or just round it to 10. How much money can I lose? I can lose $200 on that. That's totally fine. How much money can we win on this thing if it actually breaks down? Keep it simple. I look at the Fibos at that point. I'm looking at, where was it? This previous one right here. Where I go in? Where did I go in? I look at that through that point. So you can see here, it kind of like matches up. It correlates with the overall price action, the support and resistance levels that we've seen at that point in time. So I say, how much lower can we go? I see that initially our first resistance, our first support line, because this is shorting, is going to be about 5 to 6 points below. So I'm like, okay, I go in, boom, see a little bit of consolidation right here. We get this big candle, like it kind of freaked me out, but I said, you know what, I'm just gonna hold for a little bit. Then it went back down. I see another candle right here that had the potential to break out, but again, it's actually lower than the previous one that freaked me out. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna continue holding, and then it actually breaks down. So again, I transition this trade from being a short-term scalp, right, into a longer trade. Now, at this point, it actually dipped all the way to 33 points below our entry, which equates to $660. But again, I transition. I say, you know what, I'm just gonna let it do its own thing. the price is far away from my entry, so I can just set up the stop loss and actually hold it right here, a little bit below our support level where we were at. If it actually comes back up on this bounce, I'm just gonna lose out on I'm gonna lose out on the bigger side of the money, but I'm still gonna make about like 10 points or so about $200 in gains, and I am willing to risk that for a bigger payout, which ends up happening. So again, we're right here. I see it consolidating. I see it going down, because if you actually chart it, you see that we're seeing lower highs on that, and we're seeing lower lows. So I see that, and I'm just holding. I have my stop loss right here. I would have probably exited out if we actually started breaking out, because the way this typically breaks out is it'll actually go up, then bounce back down, and then it will actually go up again. At this point, I would have probably exited out right here in the middle if I started seeing it bounce up again a second time. So, but still, at the best, I would have just exited out at about 9 points or so below my entry, so about $200 in profit. But it breaks down, it goes even lower than before. So at this point, we are about 63 fucking points below our entry. At this point, I'm wilding out. Again, what am I doing? I'm just adjusting the stop loss. I'm not really doing anything. So where did I see a lot of the consolidation in this period? Well, I saw it right here, but I tilted it down a little bit because I wanted to capture most of this profit. So at the very best, right now, I am sitting at about 26 points below my entry. That is $520 in profit. Once again, it falls back down here. I see it pumping up, but it breaks down again. So what do? Same thing here. I look at the overall where the most of the liquidity was. I have another chart. I have another indicator that looks at the liquidity of this thing, and then I just kind of like adjust it based on that. I said it was like somewhere here in the middle. It goes back down, it breaks down, and then it breaks up, and my stop loss is triggered, and I exited out of this trade at about 50 points in profit, which translates to about $1,000 in gains out of a simple trade like that. So as you can see, when I'm taking trades, based on that alert that we have, most of them are going to be scalps, right? Most of them are going to be 5 points, 10 points. It's going to be $100, $200 in gains. Not a lot, but there's going to be times when that alert bot is going to alert to something big that will just keep on going that way. And at that point, I'm not rushing to exit out of a trade. When it holds those levels, which is the same thing with options, I've said it a billion times, when it holds those key levels, it's important for you to like chill out and just look at the stop loss and just kind of like adjust it. You're no longer on the mission to exit out from the scalp. Why? Because the momentum is on your side. Why would you want to cap out your gains? You just have to like review and oversee your trade. And that's kind of how you do it. Most of the trades are not going to be like that, where you're going to get 1 or 2 per day that are actually going to move pretty strong, and that's where your money makers are going to be. Yesterday, overall, I made like $2,000 on futures alone. Today, you can see from this trades, it's very simple. I am over $4,000 on a day. I'm close to like 5. I'm actually a little bit over 5 right now. On futures alone, it's super simple, very stress-free. Again, you're just kind of like doing very basic stuff. And the good thing about TradingView in particular is you can actually get indicators that point out, key levels of support and resistance. So they kind of do the work for you. And that comes up with every single indicator that you can think of. So it's very simple. You guys just have to like keep up with the trade. Have your predetermined stop loss, right? Because we want to be fixed on that aspect, right? We want to measure out and have a maximum amount of loss pre-measured that we're going to be taking if the price action goes against us. And it's going to go against us a couple times in a day. But as you can see, even if we discount the bigger moves overall, the trades are going to be profitable. You're going to come out from the little trades green. So it's not even a big deal even if you don't get a big trade like this. But when these do happen, do not rush out into capping them out. Just let them run. Just adjust your stop losses and kind of like oversee the trade. There's no point in over trading, which is a big problem with a lot of the people in the Discord. And not just the Discord, trading in general. I see way too many people over trading and kind of like freaking out. They get very emotional, they get anxiety, they get scared, and it's like, just chill out. Once you're like in the green, you just have to like adjust your stop losses, and that's it. Kind of like monitor your thing. So that's how you do it. Was that helpful for anyone? I see we have 16 people, so our viewers actually went up, because at one point this thing was sitting at 10. Did this breakdown help anyone, or do you guys have like, you guys not feel like this helped you out? So what's going on, Weston? Good morning, bro. Tom says yes. Awesome. Yes, helpful. See how you see things through. Julie, you are absolutely welcome. Just if you guys have questions, like, let me know. I'll be more than happy to like answer those for you. Extremely helpful. I am all in on learning futures. I'm tired of all. Yeah, and here's the thing about futures. There are companies out there like Ninja Trader. I forgot the other one. Apex Trading. What's the other one? Elite Trader Funding, that have what is called funded accounts, which means there's two aspects to this, right? So you go in, you sign up, and you pay a fee. After this fee, you take an eval. So they'll tell you how to set it up, and then you'll actually start trading on a paper trading account with them, where you have to make about $1,000 in profit. Once you pass that evaluation, right, they actually give you a funded account, and you can actually start making money, and you keep 90% of those gains in particular. So you guys should look into that. Apex Trading, I mean, Julie's put it right there in the chat. Apex Trading, Elite Trader Funding. There's a billion companies that do that. Go in, pay a small fee, like $50. They'll give you a $1,000 paper trading account, and you have to make it profitable. You have to make about $1,000. You can take as long as you want. Once you reach that threshold, they'll give you a funded account, and you can actually trade on that. You can actually make money, and you keep about 90% of the gains, whatever you make. So it's one of those things that you can actually look for. You don't have to trade from your own trading account, and doing it that way, you're also going to be able to what do you call it? You're going to be able to like not risk your own money. Once you pay that fee, that's about, if you do everything right, you're only going to be accountable for the money that you spent on that fee, and that's it. It's the only thing that's going to come out of your pocket. So if you pay like $50 for that account, that's it. So it's not too bad. So those of you that don't want to like risk more money from your accounts, from your Webull, your Fidelity, or anything like that, just keep it simple, man. Just go and get one of those funded accounts and make them money. Let me see if we can actually get a solid. Let me see. Top Step is another prop firm. I've been paper trading futures on Ninja. Very helpful to me to work on getting some things figured out. Yeah, man. Just come in. Make sure you're active. Make sure you're asking questions on the Discord. Just be proactive on with your engagement and your learning, and just follow through with what I just explained, and it's just gonna work out super easy for you. By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw it. I don't know how many of you like actually paid attention. On my on that same channel, the Futures Trading Alert channel, there's another type of alert. It's right now under testing, so I told you guys not to follow it, not to trade those alerts in particular. But if you guys looked at it, it'll actually tell you exactly when to buy and when to sell. So you don't have to do anything in regards to like the homework, and the homework that comes from like knowing, assessing where you're gonna put your stop loss, where you're gonna assess your gains or anything like that. You keep it very simple. Let me just see here. I remember who was I showing this to? Give me a second. Oh, here it is. Check this out. So the green arrow marks where that trading, that was on a chart where I was looking at it, where the signals came out. So as you can see here, it actually told you guys, and this is on NQ as well, it told you guys buy right here, and then it actually started telling you start selling right here, so a little bit above profit. And then the same thing here, it told you start buying right here, and then it actually told you to start selling right here. So it's one of those, it's another type of alert. It's different. It's using a whole different algorithm, but it's one that can pay out extremely well over time, especially if you follow through with it. It does all the homework for you. You only have to like execute. You only have to like stare at the screen and just wait for the order confirmation to come by and just immediately click. So it's one of those one of the things we're kind of like testing out right now. We're working on it, fine-tuning it every day, but once it's out, you guys are gonna make money on that as well. I've personally been testing it for like the past month or so. Once we got it over on Discord, I have a whole bunch of channels you guys don't have access to, obviously, where I test all of those out before I make them public. But I only have that one public because I have someone else trading it with me, testing it out with me. But outside of that, that thing has been profitable the entire month I've been using it. So that's going to be coming out for you guys. I mean, it's already out, but it's going to be made official within a week or two. So that's another type of trading alert that you guys can rely on as well. This thing is just absolute dog shit right now, man. If this thing breaks right here, this level, I don't know if you guys can see it on the stream. Let me look at the OBS, because how far can I go? So, okay, there we go. If we start breaking down, like this thing could actually really, really pay out. Fuck me. Shit. Fuck. That's fine. Does anyone know if you pay the prop firm like Apex a monthly fee? You get two choices, Tom. with Apex, you can actually elect to pay a monthly fee, or you can actually pay a one-time fee once you pass eval. So you pass eval, right? You pay the fee, and then you pass eval. Then you have to pay. You're given the option to do two things. You can actually pay a one-time fee forever for like your brand new account, your funded account, or you can select to pay a monthly fee on that. I believe the full-time funded account is like $200 forever. So you only pay it once, and then the way they make money is by keeping about like 90% of the profits. I mean, you keep 90% of the profits and they keep 10. So that's how they make their money. So that's the structure. You get two options. You pay once or you pay monthly. If you do the math, of course, paying it once is going to be better long term. Can this thing break down? Oh my god. Hurry up. I'm seeing buyers coming in. It's like, why are you buying down here, bro? Let it dip. God damn it, I'm trying to make money. Fuck. But then you have to connect it to another place to actually trade, right? No, you can trade from Ninja Trader. You can trade from TradingView. There's a whole bunch of platforms you can trade futures from. They give you the option to do that. So with Apex, it brings the Ninja Trader thing for you. So they set up everything. You just have to like follow a guide that they gave you to like set everything up, you know. But the homework is done for you, bro. You don't have to do shit. Oh, Julie already said it. Thanks, Julie. You have strict rules. Yeah. The strict rules. Here's the thing though. When you're in the eval account, you have what is called a trailing threshold. So like if you start with $1,000, right? And you make a couple of good trades and you get that over to like $1,200. They have a threshold where like you can actually fail that eval. You can retake it as many times as you want, by the way, but you have to pay each time. So that's also how they make their money. So you have $1,000. They tell you the maximum you can lose. You have 10,000. Let's make it realistic. You have 10,000. The maximum you can lose is $1,000. If you lose $1,000, you're gonna your eval, you failed your eval, and you have to repay to like restart again. If you, let's say you go over to like $1,200, because this is a trailing threshold, it means that the maximum you could lose, right? So we had $1,000, which means that if your account goes down to like $9,000, you failed in the beginning. Now you are at about, let me see, give me a second, I have an open trade, give me a moment. Sorry about this. I'm also trading futures on the side. This thing started going up, give me a second. Fuck, sorry about this. This is so unprofessional. Okay, it's gonna, all right, it's weakening. All right, I'm out. So it has a trailing threshold. You started out with 10,000. If you went down to 9,000, you would have lost, but you actually went up to $1,200. 10,000, let's say $10,200, since we moved that up. Which means now that your maximum loss, right? Your account will be closed if you actually reach $9,200, because that is $1,000 underneath your new maximum. So it's always following up your biggest, like your highest account balance. That's kind of like where they get you. However, that is only true for the eval. Once you start trading on a funded account, you don't have a trailing loss. Once you have your funded account, they'll tell you like, okay, so like you have a $10,000 account, they'll go ahead and tell you your maximum you can actually drop down to it'll be like $9,000, and it'll remain like that forever. It doesn't matter if you grow this account to be like 100,000, $1 billion. Remember that you're also going to be withdrawing money as you make money, right? Because you want to get paid. So let's say you go from like a $10,000 account to like a $15,000, and you say, you know what, I want to withdraw $400. So now your account will be $1,100. Your maximum loss on your maximum bottom of that is still going to be $900. $9,000, my bad. You should read the guidelines for trading for Apex and all the other ones, because they explain it with the videos and shit. So, but that's kind of like how it works. The trailing threshold only works for eval accounts. Once you have your real account, it doesn't matter. I'll give you, so like if you lose this amount of money, we'll close it out, because that's real money. We don't want to lose money on your stupid shit. Did that make sense? I have no idea if that makes sense to you. Fuck me, bro. Fuck me. Shit. Go down, bro. What the fuck is it? I'm seeing so many people buying at this level. It's crazy that people want to be bullish on this thing. Crazy. I'm seeing so much bullish price action right now. Like in terms of volume, yeah, it is going down. Don't get me wrong. We're not. This is again what I said right here. I still abide by this, but I'm seeing so many buyers down here, man. I'm seeing a lot of bids coming in. It's kind of worrying because I had puts and I was shorting NQ, but like I'm getting, you know, I'm kind of getting scared of holding that. I might be closing that soon. Oh shit, here we go again. Yep. See what I mean? If these candles hold up, this thing is probably gonna break out. We had a more or less like an inverse head and shoulders right here, which this thing right here should have broken. We should have had a breakout right there, but like people sold, so like it kind of like threw out the overall market expectation of that. But now we're seeing that this thing is actually intended on breaking upwards. If we elongate this, we actually see that we are actually on our way to break over the channel, the downtrending channel. It's actually a wedge, by the way, more than anything, because it's expanding. But we kind of see that we got rejected right here, breaking over that, and then now we're immediately retesting it. We're probably gonna get a breakout if we just hold this level right here. We're probably gonna reach 517.50 again, and then from there on we'll probably like sit sideways for a little bit and potentially reach 517.80. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. It's looking like it wants to retouch 517.50 and then 5. What would be the top on that? It wouldn't be too good. Go. Yeah, there we fucking go. All right, it's going up. Let me. Oof, that candle, bro. All right. I like that. All right. I'm digging this price action. Come on. Keep going. Again, we're going to see a little bit of resistance right here coming in. But if we actually get another candle like this, oof. We are set, baby. But outside of that miracle happening, we'll potentially see a little bit of this right here, or one of these where we actually kind of like form an ascending triangle, a pressure chamber for a potential breakout later on. Boom, there we go. Walking through a trailer always help. There's a rejection right there. Come on, give me that breakout. Here we go. Yes. All right. Now hold that level. One minute. Hold that level, bro. Here we go. Greetings again. What's going on, Graham? Are you back from school? Or are you like, I know you exit out when like the time here is like 12 when you go out because you're in the UK. Are you done with school today, or like are you like in recess or something? It's currently holidays, so no school. Oh shit, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I am revising my finals. All right. if we hold this key level right here, man, I'm telling you, this thing is gonna pop. If this thing holds, this thing is gonna pop. If this flunks down, I don't want to even think about that scenario. Could it actually go down? Yes, bro. It could actually go. Haven't you seen how shitty today is, man? Like, look at this. All that great price action was in the pre-market. We had a good put right here, but again, it was very limited. It was very limited. There we go. 517.60. Keep on going up. There we go. 517.70. Just keep on going. There we go. 517.77. There we go. If this thing drops right right here immediately after this great candle, I am done with the stream. I am done trading. All this effort for nothing. No. Don't do that. No. Graham says, how does SPY follow the S&P so closely if it has its own buy and sell orders? Because fund managers minimize the tracking errors that you get. So the difference in between like that you would get from people actually buying SPY, they actually track it and minimize it. They do that by portfolio constructing techniques, optimizing methods, investing cash flows and similar valuations, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like they have to like try to match it and keep it as close as possible. It's not always perfect, and that's sort of like a big thing. It's not always perfect, but they try to keep it as close as possible, as perfect as possible. And that's sort of like where a lot of people, a lot of firms do what is called what's the word? Oh my god. Give me a second. Fuck, what's the word? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Good lord. Oh my, I have to get back to you on that. I forgot the word. But yeah, essentially when there's an opportunity to like make money because there's an error, right? So like firms will actually buy that. They employ a lot of people and a lot of sophisticated software to catch that and be as quick as possible, because if they don't get it immediately, someone else will. But yeah, portfolio managers typically do that by construction techniques. They monitor the portfolio holdings at all time. They optimize their methods, right? Their mean variance optimizations. They're investing cash flows as well. They just have to like keep it as close as possible to each other. I forgot the word. Fuck. Oh my god, that's gonna kill me. Let me see. Fuck. That's gonna be in my head all day unless I get the answer to that. Let me see. What is the word used for trading? For the trading technique, when there's an immediate opportunity to make money from a trade, given there's a gap. Price difference. Arbitrage. Oh my god, there it is. Arbitrage, yes. So arbitrage, Graham, involves exploiting price differences between two or more markets or securities to make a profit. So let's say that on SPY, we're gonna keep it super simple. The S&P 500 is supposed to be valued at, let's say, $5. Just gonna keep it super simple, but SPY has it at $4.99. So obviously this thing needs to track that, right? They need to be the same. So that's about a penny in difference. So what happens is all these firms, hedge funds, banks, quantitative firms, all of them, they have a lot of tracking software that look for opportunities like this. So they'll see this and they'll say, oh my god, this thing is probably going to go up because it has to match that. So they'll buy in bulk a fuck ton of this and sell it immediately as soon as it turns $5 for a 1 penny profit. But because they buy in bulk, they actually make a ton of money on that because they're buying in the tens of thousands. So that's known as arbitrage. It happens with bonds. It happens with with convertible securities. If you're actually researching this, you need to look into convertible securities, which, some bonds have convertible features, but also preferred shares have convertible features, warrants have convertible features, rights have convertible features. So there's a lot of arbitrage opportunities in those securities that a lot of firms exploit. Arbitrage, yes. I was on fucking ChatGPT, like writing the whole fucking description of it. It's like, what's the fucking word? I remember I was reading about it like a week ago. But yeah, for the most part, Graham, like you'll want to look at convertible securities. That's where most of the arbitrage happens. That's where most of the opportunity for that takes place. Especially with bonds and preferred shares and rights and warrants. You can make a fuck ton of money doing that. But again, most of us retail investors are not going to be able to do that. And the reason for that is you need sophisticated software to catch that immediately. Because, you know, everyone has their own software and like yours has to be faster than theirs. Because like once you catch it, it's just easy money. So they'll buy in bulk as much as possible to like make a profit on that. I remember people yelling arbitration nonstop on AMC stock for a good while like that. Yeah, there was a lot of arbitrage opportunities with meme stocks as well. Like a fuck ton. Wow, this thing actually broke up and then it just did nothing. Today's gonna suck, bro. I know it. Today's gonna be ass. Graham, I wrote something for you on Discord. You should go read it. Arbitrage involves buying and selling the same security to make an instant profit, and I gave you a full example on that. Would you still enter calls at this time? No, because we had that momentum already. I think it has a solid chance of actually going up again. Don't get me wrong, but like, I personally would not take on this risk because it's been showing a lot of weakness lately. This thing could break under 517.50 again easily. Anyone trade Tesla today? It's been absolute dog shit, bro. This company, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna go under 150. Oh my god. Let me see. Tesla. It's gonna go under 150 for sure. It's just non-stop, bro. Like, look at this thing. It's just been getting shitted on since the beginning of the year. If it retouches that 160 that we had on March 15th or so, 14, like, yeah, 150 is gonna be the next support level. And then we have 106, which would be crazy if we actually dropped it down to that level. It's a pretty bad day for the market. Nvidia is just, this is sad, bro. It's had its run though. I can't complain. I'm not gonna bitch about it, but it's sad. Here we go. I bet you that Pico asked if it's like okay to actually enter calls, and I said no. And because I said no, I 100% bet you this thing is actually gonna blow up right now. Soon enough, we're gonna get a breakout right here. And then Pico's gonna be looking at me like, what the fuck, bro? And I will not even blame him. Like, I guarantee you that is exactly what's gonna happen. This thing is gonna pop. This thing's gonna pop off, and then it's gonna potentially revisit 518.40, and then Pico's gonna be looking at me like, what the fuck, bro? Ryan Pearce says no calls, it's put season, bro. I don't know about you, bro. I've been writing calls since like 517.50. I actually bought in on this zip right here. Once I started seeing that it was like pumping off, and then I saw that it came back down, but it was higher than the previous low right here. Consolidating right here, I was like, yeah, I am in. I've been trading futures on that. I am long on this thing, and I'm letting it run right now. My stop loss on this trade is gonna be right here. I haven't taken any trades today. Got up too late for the initial put. Why are you always waking up late, Pico? Wake your ass up, bro. You need to set up that alarm. You need to set up a good routine, bro. You can't be sleeping off on your days like that. You're young. The money's in the morning, bro. You gotta wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. That's typically when I start waking up, 6 a.m. Jesus Christ, bro. What the fuck? Keep going. Keep going. go. Let's get that breakout. $5.18.10. Yeah, 5.18. Yep. I scalped long and Q buddy from 18 to 59.75 to 18 to 68.50. 2 contracts around $2,000 today. I'm done. Have a good day. Weston, great job, bro. Amazing. Weston, are you on my Discord? I don't think I know you on the Discord. Who are you? I don't recognize or remember anyone named Weston on the actual chat. Great job on that, bro. That's what the fuck is up. Easy 2000. For NQ, I only trade 1 contract, but the morning one was fucking insane, bro. I should have gone crazy on that. Easy day, bro. Oh, yeah. I couldn't help but laugh at the yellow drawing on your chart when I saw it. Which one? What? Which one? The lines? Oh, bruh. Oh, shit. I see it. Oh my god. Benny, what the fuck, bro? Benny out here fucking degen. That's funny as hell though. It's true though. We had an inverse fucking arm and shoulder and head and shoulders. Oh my god, nothing's happening in this thing. Yep, it went under that. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Had a shit few days personally in my life that did humor me, so somewhat. So thank you. Ah man, I'm sorry to hear that. You're going through the rough. Whenever you do that, I keep thinking someone is knocking on my door. Ah, shit. I'm gonna do it all the time now. Dude, what the fuck was this zip? It totally broke. I'm so annoyed. Like, I'm not even kidding. I am extremely annoyed. I'm considering puts right now, to be honest. At 517.40. Considering scalping puts at 517.40. Why is this supposed to be yellow? If held. Yep. If we start consolidating right there, I am 100% gonna go in on puts. A lot of weakness. Oh, fuck. That's not what I was like that. Yep. If Pico went in on calls on that, and he didn't exit out early, if like he didn't scalp, bro is hurting. Bro's gonna be hurting a lot. So I don't take that kind of risk. Even if it pays off, like when it goes to shit, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the headache because you're gonna feel like shit all day. It's better to just let them go, and if you don't catch it, well, it sucks. He's like, nope, I waited. Smart man. Start speaking Chinese. I have done 4 trades today. To make that, yes, I am running for Discord. Didn't want to reveal my name with a Discord name. I will have to DM you. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to DM me if you don't want to. That's fine. I was just like wondering if you were like actually in the Discord because I had never seen anyone named Weston. So that's totally fine, brother. Great job on those trades, by the way. Amazing. Super happy for you. Glad you wrote that. I wrote puts on this shit right here in the morning. Made a little bit of money. And by a little bit, I mean 4 figures, which is fucking insane. Can you imagine if that shit would have, if I would have gone with more than 1 contract? I would have fucking printed. I would have made fucking levels of money. Had I gone on like 4, I would have made $20,000 today for that. How's trading been for everyone today? So like, if we're talking about Benny, if we're talking about futures in the morning ones were fucking crazy good. After the market opened, we went in on puts. It's been dog shit since then. Like nothing has happened. I've been scalping on NQ and ES, but outside of that, I'm just kind of like disappointed on the lack of opportunities to trade effectively today, but it is what it is. My music is slightly loud, I think. Yeah, I can lower that. I got you. There we go. That's it. Here we go. It's dropping. Oh, where's my shit? Where's my shit? Yeah, I'm taking this risk. And that's gonna be my stop loss right there, and that's gonna be my profit goal right there. It's gonna be right there, and that's gonna be my maximum profit. Yeah, right now we're just kind of like trading on the ES, on the VWAP. It's showing that it's like right here, right there. So of course the price action is gonna be a little bit funky for now. But if we break underneath that on the ES, like this thing is gonna sell like crazy. But it's giving me like, oh my god, I'm so annoyed. Like, keep going, bro. Let me see. So speaking in 15 minutes according to Bloomberg. Oh shit, we have members talking today. Fuck me. No. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. They should just say, Anakin, they should just say we're buying calls. We're gonna print. The market's gonna go up regardless. Let's print, and watch this thing reach 600 by the end of the day. Everyone that's holding a call is gonna become a fucking billionaire. Keep going. Dude, I don't give a fuck. I'll exit out of my contracts like a penny above profit, above my average. I don't give a fuck. If we start going over 517.50 again, consider hedging with calls, by the way. Hedge with calls at 517.50. We're not gonna take a fucking loss on this trade. I am bearish on this so far, but I'm not gonna take too much of a risk on a day like today, especially with the Fed members talking in 15 minutes at 12. Nope, I'm not gonna fuck around with that. With these clowns giving a whole ass. Let's see, considering scalping puts, so we're gonna hedge that with calls at 517.50. We're gonna keep it super simple. Bavarian's present. What's going on, Bavarian? How you doing? Let me see. Just gonna keep it super simple. I think we have a good chance of really dropping, man. I really do. But the way my luck's been today, I'm not all that confident. If you guys want to exit out earlier than usual, that's totally fine, by the way. This is just a scalp alert. You guys know how I feel about this bullshit ass trading session. Let me tell you, the trading that we've gotten the past 2 weeks has been dog shit. Ever since we had that big rally up to like 525 or whatever it was. I don't know what's happened, but like bulls just, it seems like they got tired of buying. And the markets have been really shitty since then. There's no price direction. There's just like so much weakness, you know? It's been pretty weird to watch unfold. When you say hedge, you mean buy the same amount of puts and calls at the same time frame, right? Yeah, I typically load up with the same amount of money for both. To go for the potential loss. Oh, there we go. Puts are printing. Let's go. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, goddammit. Shit. Finally. Yes. Something happened. Fucking hell, bro. No, keep on going. Keep on going. I bought puts and sold for a profit. I still have some runners. Smart man. Always remember, collect a little bit of profit. You know, you have to always get paid. A lot of people omit to doing like the most important thing on a trade, which is making money, collecting a bag. Always collect, and at that point you're just kind of managing what you have left. If it starts to like pull back, if you see a lot of weakness in the direction you want it to, that's when you start making hard decisions. However, if the price continues to like, you know, go that way, the way you want it to, and continues that momentum, there's no reason for you to start pulling out, you know? At that point, you just let it do its thing, which we talked about earlier when we were going over the futures trades. Just let it do its own thing. Keep it simple, fellas. Strong follow up. Come on. Give me a strong follow up. Give me a strong follow-up right here. That would be fucking goated. I'm seeing a lot of indicators that this might be oversold, however, at this level. So we'll see. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need a strong candle here to like really bring in that volume, that momentum. Because this thing is looking a little bit like it's giving me signals, you know. I'm getting some indicators that, hey, like this thing. We'll see though, but I'm getting a lot of indicators saying that this thing might be reversing. Yes. Boom. Perfect. Amazing trade. All right. Quick little scalp right there. Amazing to see. Swear to God, I've been making on days like today where like the price action is absolute dog shit. I've been making a lot of money scalping like 1 minute candles in and out. I'm gonna go back to studying. Hope you make some money today. All right, Graham. Peace out, brother. I'm so tired. There we go. My indicators were correct. We did see a bounce right there. Yeah, this thing was signaling that it wanted to like bounce up right there. Especially when it's like in the middle of a downtrend or an uptrend. When it touches like the middle like that, it's gonna have a little bit of buyers coming in. Always. So it makes it optimal for like quick scalps, you know, in and out, boom, quickly. Well, I am green today. Great job, man. Love to see that. Guys, I feel like I'm getting sick again. Fuck my life. And I think I know where I got it from. Like my throat's acting funny. So that's happening. Do you ever consider adding more context to your position? I have, yeah. So thanks for hedging, for heeding caution during the trade. Yeah, man. For sure. You gotta be careful in days like today, man. I wish it was, I wish it was another way. I wish like SPY was acting as it typically does, but it's not. So we have to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more risk averse, you know? You gotta like know when to take profits, not take a lot of risk, unless you get locked out by like strong price action that follows up immediately after like you take a trade. Because otherwise, it's just, you're gonna take a loss on this thing. I mean, look outside of the that morning dip. Look what we've been doing. We've been sitting sideways all day. Like if we erased everything. Like, look at this shit. If we take out everything, we've been trading back and forth in between a dollar spread on a SPY. No direction whatsoever outside of the morning dip. Because all the fun price action happened in the morning. And by the way, yes, I am still bearish on this thing. Bearish. I still have my puts. Couple puts, and I'm thinking about adding a little bit down here. But I'm not that confident in doing that, to be honest. I might just scalp with futures. Kind of like in and out. But yeah, no, today's not a good day for trading, to be honest. And I'm just going to be cutting up the stream right here. I got a couple things I got to do. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I am glad that a couple of you actually got to enjoy and learn a couple things about the way I carry out my future alert trades. We went over that in the beginning of the video. You guys let me know if you have any questions on the Discord. I'm going to be writing an op-ed on everything I talked about today. So like, I'm going to put it down in writing so you guys can revisit that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Let's make some money doing that. Peace.